Hello and welcome to this edition of Sell Your Own Products on Amazon for Income and Lifestyle, with the emphasis on lifestyle, like we talk about. That's what it's all about. Who wants to build a job? I'd much rather build a lifestyle, and that's what we talk about. But tonight we've got a really subject it's 90 days to Amazon private label success. We put it this is 1st of September, October, November. So actually it's not quite 90 days. It's only about 80 because Q4 starts in, I believe it's the November the 27th. That's the day after Thanksgiving. Excuse me just a minute. Gosh darn it. Yes, the day after Thanksgiving. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that starts Q4. I know Q4 actually by the calendar and everything starts the 1st of October, but 1st of October, as far as Amazon sales, is not too really exciting. Is the first few weeks in November very exciting? But I'm going to tell you, the closer you get to Thanksgiving and Black Friday, it just picks up and picks up and picks up and picks up and picks up to when you get to Black Friday and you're off and you're running. And so if you're going to be selling on Amazon, if you want to take advantage of the Q4, then you better get your in gear and start getting stuff started and getting prepared for that, because that's where it's at in Amazon. You're going to probably do a third, if not a half, of your Amazon sales. A lot of times are going to come through Q4, and nothing wrong with that. That's the way most of your retail stores and everything do. It's getting more and more spread out, but still, it's to the point. If to have a successful year, you need to have a good Q4. I'm telling you that from the beginning right now, and that's just the way it is. And you can put that in your pipe and smoke it and all that, or anything else. There's nothing. I'm not trying to scare you or anything like that, but Q4 is where it's at as far as Amazon sales are. And so we want you to be able to take advantage of that. That's the reason for this broadcast tonight. We're just here to tell you about it and everything else. So like usual, I do have a PowerPoint presentation on that subject, 90 days to Amazon private label success. And we're going to go over there in just a minute and tell you about it. Now, let's see. I think I've covered everything else. Right now, as you can tell, I've got the Showcase app on, which shows you the link to the course and all that. Later on, after I finish the PowerPoint presentation, we will put the question and answer app up there, and you'll be able to answer questions, and I'll be glad to answer any of them like that. So without much further ado, let's head on over to the PowerPoint presentation. Got it ready here, and we shall get started with it. All right, 90 days to Amazon private label success. I forgot one thing right now. Now, Don, if you're out there, I sent you a link for tonight. So if you want to join me, join me. So, but anyway, we're going to start 90 days to Amazon private label success. I just explained to you why. If you take 90 days from today, it's actually about 80 some days till Black Friday. And that's the big day it always starts. November 27th is Black Friday. And that's when, as far as I'm concerned, Q4 starts. So I don't let Q4 pass you by. If you're going to be in selling on Amazon and that's the busiest time, the most profitable time of the year by far, bar none. So you want to make sure you got your stuff in there, and you want to get it in, and you want to get it ready. So when Q4 hits, you're ready and you take off, and no messing around. So what are we talking about? So we're talking about follow a 90-day plan. That's what we're talking about. That's what just happens to be my course is designed for that. What is the 90-day plan? The course is designed to get you from beginner to receiving regular disbursement checks from Amazon in 90 days. Now, I want to point out to you, and I did this in purpose right here, to see this young lady here. She's starting out, and she's going to be successful. But I want you to notice that road is not straight. That road is curvy, and there's a lot of places to get lost in there, and you need to follow a definite pattern because in each one of those things, you can listen to people on the air like you are, like you're listening to hear me tonight right here, and sometimes I can only teach you so much. When it comes to these Google Hangouts we do every night, I teach you what to do, but the problem is how to do it. That's where it comes in, because that's what you need a coach for. Because each one of those curves is a I'm going to tell you what to do to go around that curve, but how to do it is something else, and it's something that I can't teach you on a thing like that, because it's depends on you, and it's not a general thing, because everybody is going to be different on that. So you need a coach, you need somebody to show you through it. Now, if you want to take that as a plug for the course, it is a course, because I honestly believe that if you want to be successful, you take a coach that knows what they're doing, and they're going to teach you. And like I say, every time you go around the curve, it's not going to be the same for everybody. It's not a cookie cutter thing. Just selling on Amazon and private label, it depends a lot on your products, depends a lot depends on a lot of other things like that. Amazon's coming out with different rules now than they used to have. Used to be a flat 200 characters on for the title on anything. Now it's not. Some of them are 50, some of them 100, some of them are 200. It's all that, and that's why you need to get with a good group, a good coach, and you're going to come out smelling like a rose. So let's go on, go to the next title. But I just wanted to point out that road is not straight by any means. So do step by step in order, check off each step. And each one of these steps, I want you to look if it's a square, and I think I've got them all. It's a video on my course. If not, these are all modules. This is module 1 of my course. You're going to go through the 8 modules, and each one of those boxes is a video in the course now. And sometimes when it's something like this, that's something else we do in there. And we do a lot of different things. So let's get started. And this is what the 90-day step-by-step thing involves. So let's get started. We give you a welcome to module 1. It's a welcome where we kind of explain the principle behind the course, how to work the course, and everything like that. And so the first thing that really gets into it is launching your business timeline. And here we just kind of asking you to set up a timeline. In other words, a goal. How soon you want to get going. If you want to get the 90-day to Q4, you don't have to. It's up to you. This is your business. And for God's sakes, you're there's something outside. I think it must be a frog. It's about driving me crazy here every time I talk or something. I don't know, but I don't know if you can hear it in the microphone coming through or not. But it sounds like there's a frog out there about driving me crazy. Anyway, it's your business. You have to decide how fast you want to do it, how you want to go it. We'll work with you anyway. That's what it's all about. So the next video, we talk about why private label. We explain why you want to do private label, why we feel it's the best and the best way to get a business started with lifestyle. You get retail arbitrage. Retail arbitrage, there's people who make a lot of money at it, don't get me wrong, but the thing about retail arbitrage, it'll never be a business. It's a job. I don't care how you want to put it, because there's nothing you can ever pass on, because you go out, just find a product that you can sell, that you can buy, and you can sell for more money on Amazon. You buy it, send to Amazon, Amazon sends you a check. Now that might sound simple like that, but I'm going to tell you something like that. And when you're young, it might be a good way to go. But as you get older and everything like that, it's not sellable. You're not going to be able to sell that job. It's a job. And I don't know about you, but I decided a long time ago I didn't want a job. So take that with a grain of salt, and that's what it's all about. So why private label? Products fulfilled by Amazon are fulfilled by merchant. Let me tell you right now, fulfilled by Amazon is the only way to go. Fulfilled by merchant is getting less and less every year. Amazon is not pushing fulfilled by merchant. Matter of fact, I think they would probably wish they hadn't started the thing right now, because there's a lot of trouble. And anyway, but fulfilled by Amazon is the way it is. That's where you buy the product, you send it to Amazon, Amazon sells it for you, they ship it for you, and they send you a check every 2 weeks. So, they deposit money in your account. When I send you a check, I'm talking about that. So now what I want to point out with this next one is that call from me inviting you to a private Google Hangout. When you sign up for the course, the first thing I usually do, and for some reason most people usually sign up Friday, Saturday, somewhere around there on the weekend, they sign up for the course, which is fine. I don't care what day you sign up to make it different. But usually 3 or 4 days after you sign out, you're going to get an email from me. Well, you're going to get one first and welcome you to the course and all that, but then 3 or 4 days later, you're going to get another email inviting you to a private Google Hangout with me. Now, why? Because I want to get to know you. I want to know how we could tailor the course for you, what I can do to make this course better for you. And I also want to know what your goals are, so that way I can describe it and not describe it, but tailor the course a little bit to you, because this is a personal course. There's going to be a lot of interaction from me. If you don't, then we won't have that. But now I'm getting an echo here. I'm not quite sure what's going on, so I don't know. Just bear with me, and I hope it's not bothering you too much over there. One thing. So establishing your Amazon account. We show you how to set up your Amazon account. Setting up your Amazon Seller Central account. We go through the FBA settings, which is what you want to use, and all that. So. Well, I don't know. Setting up your Amazon seller. We teach you how to sell that up. A lot of times you're going to have to get with me, because I'm going to have to go with you on each one of those things, because you can do it different ways, and I'm not sure how. There's a couple different ways you can set it up. Whether you want to set up for I'm drawing a blank here right now. There's a couple different things, and especially how you want your product to go in. Whether you want it to go into what they call a public setting, and that, which I presume, because you're going to be selling private labels, so that nobody else should be on your product, so you can set it up that way. So, and then we're going to talk about choosing your niche, Amazon, and we're going to talk about Amazon gated categories. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't advise you to go into Amazon gated categories on your first product. Why? Because that just adds one more hurdle to your being successful. And right now, when you're first started, you're going to be a lot of things you need to learn. There's a lot of things you've got to do in that. So with the Amazon gated categories, it's just one step I prefer that you not take. If you want to, you can, and we'll work with you. Matter of fact, in the course and in the video and all that, we give you 2 or 3 different companies that will help you go through the gated categories. That's what they do for a living, and they're really good at it. Sometimes, they can get you into a gated category in a day or two. A lot of times, if you work by yourself, it might take you, especially when you get into clothing or something like that, where you have to use flat files and all that, it might take you, there's a big learning curve, is what I'm trying to tell you. I've known people that'll take 6 weeks and been working on the flat files. So that's neither here nor there. It's just something that we're going to talk about, choosing your list. Then we get into module 2. What can you spy with your little eye? We teach you how to find the top 100 in each category. Now, I'm not talking about the major category. I'm talking about the major category, but I'm talking about the subcategories. You can find the top 100 in just about any subcategory. So, and that's what we teach you. So we're going to talk about, look at the number of reviews. Amazon sure does. You better believe Amazon does, because the number of reviews the product is, that's how, when somebody puts one of your keywords into Amazon's browser, that's how Amazon knows how to sell. They're gonna post the seller who's got the highest number of reviews and the best product in that. Amazon wants nothing more than for their customers to have the best possible experience selling on Amazon, and they're going to go to great odds to see that. So bear that in mind, and we talk about that a lot in the course. So I'm not going to go into it a lot here. If you know me, and on these Thursday night hangouts, I talk about it just about every week. Amazon wants their customers to have the best possible experience, and they're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that happens. So then we go and talk about downloading your Product Pickers worksheet. Product Pickers worksheet is nothing more than a blank sheet with categories. We teach you to look for as you go through the products you think you might want to check them off and see where. So you're going to go hunting. What are you going to? You're going to look for products to sell, products that you'd like to sell. Some of them are going to work out, some of them aren't. That's okay. That's the reason that we go through probably 20 or so I know we do on the sheet. We give you room for 20, and you can have 2 or 3 sheets at this point right now. Just get them going, and when you get all those done, then we're going to go through the best ones. So and then we give you an article, 10 steps to picking the perfect product to sell on Amazon. I'm going to tell you folks, that is one that you need to look at. There's just a lot of gold in that 10 steps to picking the perfect product to sell on Amazon. And then there's a video on pick your own top 20. We want you to learn how to pick the top 20. So, and then this one here is just the product pictures download. And then the very bottom one, there's Jungle Scout review. Now I want to tell you something right now. You will find out that I do not recommend or do not endorse a lot of products. Why? Because a lot of them are they're not even icing on the cake. They're just something that you could use, but probably would not benefit you. You could probably do just as well without it. And I won't, but Jungle Scout is one thing that it came out. And when they changed it to version 2 and that, it made such a difference. Jungle Scout, if anybody that's serious about selling on Amazon and you're going to be doing it for a living and that, you need to get Jungle Scout. There's a Jungle Scout review. There's a route there. If you want to go to my website, privatelabelselling.com, go to tools, and there's a thing you'll be able to see that Jungle Scout review without being in the course. Because let me tell you, I think Jungle Scout is worth every penny. What can I tell you? It's going to save you tons and tons of time, and going to give you all kind of information that you couldn't find out before, like how many it's selling a month, how many and different things like that. And I'm not going to go into it tonight, but just bear with me if you're serious about selling on Amazon. Jungle Scout is one product that you need. Okay, so we're going to get into module 3 now. And that's, excuse me, I had to get a drink of water there. Using the search engines to find suppliers. I talk about this, and all you hear a lot of the other ones saying, oh man, they went to Alibaba to find suppliers. Let me tell you something. Nothing wrong with products from the good old United States of America. I'm going to tell you right now, there's some hidden gems out there. One of my main products that I sell, I found on, I think it was page 17 of the search engines, I found the supplier for it. And I'm going to tell you, you want me to tell you why? Because most of these manufacturers out there, they don't know diddly about a website. What do? They know they ought to have a website. Everybody's telling them that, so they go out and hire some high school kid or a kid that doesn't know anything about what they're doing, and he builds them a good-looking website or a website, something like that, put a question, and so they don't know anything about SEO. So you're not going to find them on page 1 or 2 of Google. You're going to find them on page, like I say, that I found one of my main suppliers on page 17. So is that bad? No. It just means you've got to look for it. You can't get up, man. If you don't have the patience to get past page 1 or 2, then forget about it. Go do something else, But you can find a lot of good suppliers in the United States, the good old US of A. So let me tell you about it. Using Alibaba to find suppliers. Alibaba covers the Orient and China, India, China, Vietnam, all places like that. Alibaba. And one more time, there's nothing wrong with that. Using Alibaba to find suppliers, you can do it. But I just was putting my thing in for the USI, because you can still find some good things, but you can definitely find some great deals in Alibaba. And using worldwide brands. Worldwide brands is more for wholesale, but it's also for finding private label stuff. You'll find it in a great site. Anybody that's doing wholesale, if you're not using worldwide brands, if you don't have an account with them, man, shame on you, because you're giving away bukus of dollars. Using global sources to find suppliers. Global sources is another place just like Alibaba. Matter of fact, I kind of think I like global sources a little better than Alibaba, but that's neither here nor there. The global sources are the ones that have the Hong Kong sourcing fair every year and quite a few other fairs, and you're going to get some great deals. And they come out with a monthly magazine where they talk about the top products that are selling, everything like that. So it's worth taking a look at. Global sources to find suppliers. Talking to a supplier. We teach you how to, not that we teach you how, but I just want to tell you, so many other people, coaches and that, they'll say, man, you go to Alibaba and you've got to watch this, you got to watch that, don't let them take advantage of you. And let me tell you something, those people, the legitimate suppliers, that's the majority of them. There's scum dogs in every business, and there's scum dog suppliers just same as there's scum dog buyers. So let me tell you about that right now. But right now, when you're talking to a supplier over there, you want to get to know that that salesman over there, you want to know his kids' names and everything, just like you would here in the States. Because why? They want to sell to you just as much as you want to buy from them. And believe me, who do you think they're going to give their best prices to? They're going to give their best prices to those whose people they like and who people are working with them, not the ones that are trying to cheat them out of, not cheat them, but skin them down to bare bones and everything like that. It's a bunch of nonsense. Work with your supplier. Talk with your supplier. Get to know your supplier, and you're going to come out ahead in the long run. It might not seem like that at first, but you will in the long run. You'll pay it, because what all of a sudden, when the supplier finds out, the man, there's a downturn in business or something like that, and he's stuck with 50,000 widgets, and you happen to sell widgets, who in the heck do you think that he's going to give the best deal to? He's going to give it to his friends, and so that's why I'm saying, get to know those suppliers, get to know their kids, get to know them, inside and out. Talk to them, be friends with them. Don't be on the defensive trying to take them for every cent they've got. It don't work that way, guys. It doesn't work that way in the United States, and it sure don't work that way talking to Chinese suppliers or over in the Orient, over like that, Vietnam or wherever. Yeah, treat them with respect, and they'll respect you. What more can I say? Do you need a website? I don't know. That depends on you, and that's one of the reasons we do these private Google Hangouts, just you and mine, because we're going to talk about that. We're going to find out what your plans are, what you need. Sometimes I'm going to suggest you do. Sometimes I'm suggest you don't. Do I have websites? I have websites for some of my products. Some of my products I don't. So what can I say? So we're going to go on to Module 4. It's an individual thing. That's why we have Hangouts, to get to know, and so Module 4 is where we choose your product. That's where you've gone through that list. You've gone over and you've gone to Alibaba. You've gone through the search engines, and you've found out a bunch of different providers. So you want to choose your product now. Who can you get the best deal from? What's the thing you feel that you can do the best job with? How can you get reviews in that? So you choose your product. Once you choose your product, you need to establish a brand. Are you going to sell it as your company name, or are you going to establish a brand name? Something you've got to decide, and we'll talk about that. We'll go, and I'll gladly go through, tell you the ups and downs in that, and we do in the course. We talk about that. So hiring a label designer, that's one of the areas we're working a little, because there's a new place that's coming out, Elance and Odesk, great places to hire a label designer. We're coming out with different things, different places too, where you can get a great deal, and we talk about that in the course. So and then this is one, if you've been following me on any of these Thursday night Hangouts, I talk about all the time. Shrink wrap or box your product. Man, I'm hot on this. Remember, I teach you, or keep telling you every week, that whatever you can do to make your perceived value of your product better, do it. A lot of times we're talking 3-4 cents a product. That really makes your product stand out. Look at me and shout, "Look at me! I'm awesome!" That's what you want, and you can do that. So you need a UPC for the code. We talk about UPCs. If you're doing private label, you're going to need a UPC for your product. You don't want to. You just need a UPC for your product. There's places you can buy. You can buy them on eBay. You can buy them on the internet. Usually you buy 20 or so at a time, and it's no big thing. I think they're $1, $1.25 a piece, whatever they are. They go up and down every now and then, so it's no big thing. But you'll find them. So let's move on to Module 5. Hold on a minute. I needed a drink of water. Make a list of your product's keywords. It's probably one of the most important things you do after you get this edited stuff done, is make a list of your product's keywords, because you're going to need them in the product title, the product description, and all that. So I can't say, so that product title that's search engine friendly. Okay, we talked about that just a little bit earlier, and thank you. That light fell down. Sorry, my light fell down back there. What can I tell you? I don't know how that affects that. I can't even see the screen right now. I hope it's all right. Well, it should be all right, because my light, I've had trouble with these lights tonight, and I was adjusting them before we went live, and apparently I adjusted that a little bit too much because it just fell down. So I'm going to go on here. So product title that's search engine friendly. We talked about that. So like I say, it used to be 200 characters. Now some groups only allow 50, some 100, some are 200. So Oh, boy, I'm telling you guys, I'm sorry. That's search engine friendly. Okay, that allows that many characters. So we'll work with you. We're gonna get that. I've got some things into Amazon. I'm trying to get that qualified, and they don't like to do it. I'll be honest with you. I'm really it's not disappointed in Amazon, but Amazon is getting a lot like Google. They think they own the world, and I guess they kind of do because they're getting so big at everything like that that they're not willing to share some stuff. And then they come out and then they tell you you're in default. So we're working on that. It's nothing I can really do except to try to get with Amazon and again find out. And I'd love to get a list for you, but so far I haven't been able to do that. So, but we'll work with you, and it's real easy to find out for your product category how many they're allowed. So we'll work with that. And so product description that sells. And so many times you can tell a lot of listings on Amazon that just are up there, and they really, really they're bad. What can I tell you? Somebody just throws a product up there, puts a couple words in there or something like that, goes on. Hope he sells it. Amazon, believe me, those are the people that Amazon is looking to get rid of, and they're not going to help. So, we tell you, I told you before, Amazon wants the best possible situation for their customers and their products. And I'm going to turn that off just a minute. It's laying on the floor, and I don't want to have it burn the carpet or something like that. So it's floodlight. It was up above. So anyway, wow, darn it. Okay, buyers love images, so use all 7 or 9. If you know me enough, I tell you that's prime category. And man, you need to spend whatever you have to spend for 7 to 9 best pictures you can, because that's the first thing that buyers see when they clicking through Amazon is your images. Picture is worth 1,000 words. And this here, I have spent up to one product, I think I spent over $700 on the pictures because they are so important, and they paid for themselves in the first couple months. Let me tell you that right now, because don't believe if you're going to spend money, make sure your products pictures are perfect. As perfect as you could possibly get them. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. We do that in the course and everything else, but you need to learn that. Place your first supplier order. This is in module 5. By now you've gone through that. You've made discussions. You've talked to the suppliers and all that. And so you want to place that first supplier order. Why? Because you want to get it to Amazon when you're ready. So then you got to decide whether you're going to send your first order to yourself or Amazon. Now, if you know me, I'm going to tell you right now, send your first order to Amazon. Why? Because there's no reason you can't specify in your order to your supplier that they cannot send it out or anything else until they send you a finished sample of the product and airmail it to you. We're not talking that much money. They can do that, and if mostly. I'm not saying most, all the legitimate suppliers will understand that, and they have no problem with that, because you're going to send it from there right to Amazon. There's no reason. If you do it the way we talk, the way you use the Shapiro and some of those companies, they'll get it, and you're going to go right in. I'm sure you want to, if you're like me, you want to see that product before it goes in, and they can. There's no reason. Like I say, if it's a legitimate supplier, they can send that product right to you and get your approval before they send it. So then once you got that, then you list that product. You list that product and go through all those product titles, search engines that you've worked on. So what can I tell you? That's module 5. And like I say, between that, I'm there, but we're going to talk about that later on. So do step by step. Module 6, why do I need to talk to my customers? Why do you need to talk to your customers? Because they're your customers. Man, I'm telling you, the big companies, they would give their eye teeth to be able to talk to their customers. So how do they do it? They put notes, love notes into their products. They put surveys and all that. They do anything to get their customers to talk to them, so they find out what their customers want. Because that's when you talk to your customers, you find out what they want. You know how to improve your product, how to make your product better. So you can also send your customers a love letter with your product. So what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong. When you buy something from, say, Sunbeam, a mixer or something like that, there's going to be love letters in there from Sunbeam asking you would you rate your product, what you think. They're going to put extra offers and that in there, and there's nothing wrong with that. Amazon as a product supplier, a product manufacturer, you can do that, you know. So for God's sakes, that's good, and that's another reason why on your on whether plastic or a box, you know, we talked about your what you're going to put your product in. Another reason I like boxes is because, man, you can put a lot of stuff in there. You can put coupons. You can put you can even put a sample or something if you want to. But the neat thing is Amazon understands that, and that's not against Amazon. Amazon will let you do it. So send your customers a love letter with your product, and send your customers an email thing. Now we give you in the course there's 2 or 3 companies out there that will do that. It's something that you could do yourself, but it would be extremely hard. You have to go through each individual order, and maybe when the first get started, the first couple of weeks, when you're only selling maybe 1 or 2 or 3 a day, something like that, it's no big thing. When you get up there and you're selling 50 to 100 a day, to go in there and harvest those emails by yourself, it's really hard. Let me put it that way. And you don't want to be doing that. You want to have the company. So we give you a couple companies in there that we do it. We know to do a good job, and so we go on. So that's module 6. Module 7, using Amazon sponsored ads. Great way to increase your sales is to use Amazon sponsored ad, and we show you how, teach you all about it. Create a can't resist Amazon promotion. You know me, one of the things I suggest right now is one of the best ways to get reviews is to create a promotion and give a healthy discount on your product in return for a review. Now, notice I said a review. I didn't say a good review. I didn't say any of the kind. You want a good, excuse me. You want to give them a discount in return for a review. Amazon understands that, and they have. If you ask them for a good review, now you're going to make Amazon mad. They're not going to like that, and they find out about it, they're going to clamp down on you. So, just tell you right now, just offer the people a discount on your product in return for a review, you know, and so they'll do it like that. So use free coupons and deal sites. We talk about that in the course, and man, there's some great deals you can do on these few kind of these. You can also get thrown out. I'll tell you about a couple of sites I've gotten thrown off of because I didn't quite understand them at first, but hopefully we've gone through all that, and we teach you about it on the course. So okay, making talking head videos that sell. Wow. And we're also working on this because I'm going to expand that. We get into that great deal, but we're going to go into it a lot more detail because there is a neat way to, man, you can really increase your sales. And there's no way I can talk about that tonight and get into it because it would just take too long. But it involves making talking head videos, and believe me, there's nothing simpler than making a talking head video. And if you don't want to do it, you don't even have to do it yourself. You can hire somebody over to Fiverr to do it for them. And so what can I tell you? But making talking head videos that sell, it's important. So, and right here, this is the last, and we do have a place that it's a link for a site that will do a high volume promotion for free. Now, and I clicked on that link when I put this down here because this is the site, and do it. And there's a note in there that as of August the 22nd, 7th or something like that, they're reworking their site, and they said they'd be back, so I presume they are. And anyway, I'm not giving the link out here because you have to have a product and all that, but they'll do a promotion for free, and they do a great job. And what can I tell you about it? So we're going on, and we'll tell you more about it in the course. So module 8, monitor your seller ratings and use seller center reports. Folks, there's nothing more important than keeping good, honest numbers. You want to know how many units you're selling a day. You want to know how many units you're selling here, and how many units you're selling wherever you are. And there's ways, you know how to do it. Set up like an affiliate or something like that. You can monitor where your sales are coming from, and that's what you want. So and then use their seller central reports. Use those reports. They tell you how many you sell every day. You can set up those seller central reports. They tell you when to reorder your product. When you get to a certain level, they'll send you an email and say, hey, it's time to reorder. You need to get it. You can figure that out, how much time it takes to get it, whether it's coming from China, which is, and if it's going by ship, you're talking 60 days. You know, if you're going by plane, well, you know, plane comes a lot faster. So what can I tell you? But this is all stuff that's pertinent to your business and pertinent to your product, and every product's different. So we teach you in that, but use Amazon's the Seller Center reports to your advantage. That's what they're there for. And Amazon wants you to be successful, because the better, more successful you are, the more successful Amazon's going to be. So what can I tell you? So we're talking about now and much, much more. This is for the course, Access to Me. Now, I tell you, am I the greatest thing since chopped chicken liver? No, I'm not. But I'm going to tell you something. I appreciate the people that join my course. I'm there to help them. I'm there to make sure that they succeed. So I give you my personal email address, my cell phone number, and then we get into this. We start doing Google Hangouts with Terry. Now, do we do them all the time? Yes. No, I mean, no. It kind of all depends on the person. However, I'll be involved with you as much as you want to be involved with me. Let's put it that way. I know people that I do Google Hangouts with at least once a week with, and some course members. And I also have some course members that I've probably only done one Hangout the whole time they're a member of the course. But the same way, some of the course members text me. They've got my personal email address or my cell phone number. They text me. I got one guy that texts me all the time, and I just text him back. I carry my phone with me, and it's no big thing. You know, personal email address. I get in the morning. When I get up, I find, well, I've got a lot of people in the course that are overseas. Some in Jordan, some other places like that. And so when I wake up in the morning, I get up about 9 o'clock. I usually turn on my email and everything like that. And there's a lot of things there. And so I answer all the emails real quick. And then I get on with my day and that. And I carry my cell phone with me, and I'll take your text. If you're a member of the course, call me. That's what I'm there for. Guys. And then Google Hangouts, the reason I like Google Hangouts a lot is because you're really interested in the product and you want me to look at it. And I'll go through with a fine-tooth comb for you, and I'll tell you why I think it's good or why I think it's bad. And the best way to do it is with the Google Hangout, because we can use the screen share, just like I'm using with this PowerPoint right here. And I've got you a thing, we can pull up the products you want to look at. We can look at them, and we can go through them. And the neat thing about the Hangout is you're going to have a link to that Hangout, so you can go back after we're done and say, what does Terry say about this, or what did we decide about this? You can go back and rewatch that Hangout. So that's why I use a lot of Google Hangouts. I like Google Hangouts, and I think they're neat things because, man, so many times, you look and you sit back and, man, you go through the next day and what did we say about that? What was the deal? What was Terry trying to teach me on that, or did I get it across to Terry? You can go back and look, and listen to the Google Hangout and find out. So they're really important. Okay, order the product to be sent to Amazon. We talked about this. Is done in Module 5, and we told you about that. The product is sent to Amazon, not to you. We want you to make money. Yeah, so you realize if you send the product, especially from China to you, it's going to cost you more in broker's fees and that probably. It's going to cost you a lot more money, because when that hits the United States, especially if you're down like me, you live down in Florida, usually from the Orient they come in over to California or something like that, so they've got to come by boat down to the port of Miami. They get unloaded in Miami and they get brought up to me, and man, you realize it adds about a third to the shipping cost. So why do I want to do that? The best thing is for me to send that product to right straight to Amazon. Amazon gives me the 3 places where they want, or we could do one if we're doing something. But usually if you're doing big enough orders, why send them to the 3 places, for God's sake. And your broker can do that when they come right in. They don't have to go to you or anything else. You can supply them the labels. They just slap the labels on them when they come through customs and ship them off to Amazon. It's just that simple. So and don't worry about your babies. They'll make it, and they'll make it fine. If you've done your homework and did the way you sent it, there's no problem. You can have a finished sample sent to you and order held until your approval. And that's what I'm saying. If you're worried about that, for God's sake, especially if it's your first time or something like that, I don't blame you. But don't spend all that money to have the product sent to you. Have a finished sample, and make sure it's a finished sample with all your artwork on there, your UPC code and everything. Just like it's going to go to Amazon, you have them send that to you, you know, they can do it. You can get it in a day or so, and you can give your approval and go back that same day. You can tell them it's all right to ship, and they can put it on for you. So don't worry about that. You know, with the way things are today with what do you call it, Hangouts, with text and Skype and everything like that, you can get things done in a day that it used to take you 2-3 weeks to do. So don't worry about it. You know, get that sample sent to you. Once you get it, get over it and approve the order and tell them to get it on the road, get it going to Amazon. So what can I tell you? While waiting for your product, prepare your introductory promotion. And that was module 6, and we talked about that. And I'm not going to go into it a lot because, we used a lot of time tonight. I didn't realize it was going to take that long, but it is, because all this stuff is important. And that's the course, folks. That's to tell you what it is. And like I say, what can I tell you? Let me stop sharing here. And we're going to go in here. And we're going to go here. Uh-oh. Now, why is it not going? No. Something is not coming up here right on my phone here, folks. Wait. Oh, here I am right here. I'm sorry. Click the wrong button. Gosh darn it. I'm sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this Showcase app, and we're going to put up the question and answer app. It's on the right side. How you find that question and answer app is you can see the questions there, but how you answer a question or ask a question is up in your top right hand corner. There's going to be a 9-dot box. If you're familiar with Google, they use them and anything like that. There's a 9-dot box. You click on that 9-dot box, and one of those questions, I think it's the top one on the right, will give you the allow you to ask a question. You type the question in, it's going to show up here, and I will be glad to answer it. So what can I tell you? So I hope you enjoyed that. I tried to explain that's the course. Why do I think it's important? Because, like I say, we just have right around 80 some days until Q4 starts, and I don't want you to come up short or to be short. It's important to get that thing in there. There's no reason to wait till the end. Could you do it in 60 days? Sure you could, but it just puts you behind the 8 ball and puts so much pressure on and everything else. Right now, you start it now in the next 3-4 weeks, something like that. Man, you can get your product in, get your product to Amazon, and you don't have to be rushing around, because what happens when you rush around, if you're like me, you're going to make mistakes. You know, I always do. If I can sit back, take my time, and I think better and everything else, or when I'm under the gun. So let's not get under the gun. Let's get you set up, get in the course, and let's get you going. So what can I say? It's there. If we got plenty of time now, now's the time to do it, not to wait till later on, come 1st of October, and then want to get in for Q4. Man, something's going to go wrong, and you're not going to make it. And then you're going to be kicking yourself, because if you're going to sell on Amazon, Q4 is where it's about. And I want to say Q4 is the day after Thanksgiving. I believe I had the date on the thing. I think I said it was the 27th of November through about January the 15th, 20th, something like that. Because after 1st of January, sure, the Christmas presents, but then you're going to get a lot of returns, and in place of that, people are going to keep buying your many. So don't worry about those returns. A lot of times people buy your products for gifts and stuff like that. Well, the people that get it doesn't exactly think it's the greatest thing since chopped liver, so they're going to send it back in. But chances are they're going to buy one of your other products, or they're going to buy somebody else's, because Amazon's going to give them credit or whatever. And so they're just going to pick out something else, and you get your share of pick out something else's, and as long as everybody else. So what can I tell you? Don't worry about it. But it goes through about January the 20th or so, and you're going to. So what can I say? What can I say, guys? Wow, 8:45. I didn't realize that we spent a lot of time on that tonight, but it's so important, because those are the steps you got to do, folks. And let me tell you, you don't want to skip any of those steps. You don't want to. They're so important, so important. And that happens every once in a while. You know, I talk to the students or people in the course and that, and they say to do this and that, and then they forget a step, and then their product's in there, and something wasn't thought out, and it's wrong. And then I had one guy had to recall a product because it wasn't right. It cost him, I don't know how much in shipping, and yeah, I tell you, that doesn't want to happen. Take your time, do your due diligence, and you'll come out smelling like a rose, and it'll be great. So I don't know what else to tell you. Don't know what else to tell you. We've got some visitors on tonight. I realize this is a holiday weekend. By the way, happy Labor Day. It's going to be Monday, and it really starts at the push to Q4, and you're going to see it in everything. You're going to see it in store ads. You're going to see it in with Amazon and everything. They're going to start to push. They're going to talk about Halloween, Thanksgiving, and then, man, it's just right there. Day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, and that's when everything breaks loose, and that's what it is. And, man, if you're going to sell on Amazon, you need to have supplies in there by Q4, by the 27th of November, Black Friday, because that's where it's all at. Like I say, that's probably a 30-year profit's going to come from Q4. So what can I tell you? It's important. It's important, and we'll work with you. I can see now, you know, like I told you, that light fell down or something. I could see this side right here is dark. That was a light that fell down, and I'm getting new lights. I think they're coming tomorrow anyway. So, but and we're changing things around, and we're getting all set up and all that. So what can I tell you? So no, no. Like I say, I'm willing to answer questions. I'm right here tonight. I can answer your question. Be glad to help you out. If not, well, we're probably going to sign off, because I know that we don't have as many viewers as we usually do because it's the holiday weekend, and that's all right. I understand that, but I hope that you will get a chance to watch the replay. You know, anytime you can go to watch the replay, go to my YouTube channel. You can pick up anytime. You go to private label selling. I just posted a bunch of hangouts yesterday on it, and I try to get it posted right away, but sometimes I don't. But the YouTube channel automatically always has it within a few minutes. About a half an hour after we'll end this, it'll all be rendered. It goes to YouTube up there, and you can always see it on there. And sometimes, you know, we don't have too many viewers on. Like tonight, we don't have too many viewers on or something like that. But by the time it gets on the next day and that, there'll be over 100. So I sometimes I don't really go and look at the statistics all the time or everything like that. But last week this last week, I was, like I say, posting a bunch of hangouts on the private label selling site, which is where it's all about, and that's where the course is. But I was noticing, and you notice I had, on one video, I had over 27,000 hits. Now I know the 27,000 people probably did not watch the whole video from start to finish, but just the fact that 27,000 people clicked on the button and started watching, it just blows my mind, because what can I tell you? Folks, another thing I forgot to mention is the course. In November, we're couple months now, we've got close to the cutoff. And, you know, I can't, how do I want to put this? I can't handle over so many people, usually around 25 new people a month. That's about it's about all I can. So I'm going to, if I get past that, I'm going to have to cut it off for that month until next month, because I can only physically do so much. And so I want to thank you for that. So and I just want to tell you that I'm not throwing that out to try to scare you or anything like that. I'm just telling you like it is, because I want you to have I want you to have private label success. That's what we're talking about. I want you to be part of that. I want you to do good in the course, and if I get too many students or too many course members, it's not going to happen, because I can't be able to help them all. But at 25, I can handle. We're no problem with that. So what can I say? So it's 8:50. I see there's no questions up here. Let me have a drink of water for you. like I say, there's not as many viewers as we usually have tonight because I know it's a holiday weekend, and I appreciate that. The people that watched, I just if you got questions, put the questions in the box under the video up there, and we will be glad to answer them. We answer them all the time. That's what I do in the morning a lot of time. That's how I spend my money. I mean money. That's how I spend my time answering questions. So like I say, I'm there for you, whether you answer me a question tonight or you ask me through the email or anything. I'm there to help you out, have you be successful Amazon private labeler and live the lifestyle. So what can I say? With that being said, I'm going to stop the broadcast tonight. Uh, I really appreciate you being here. I thank you for coming out, and so